Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial is set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. I'm Vincent Finelli, and I'm live today. I'm back. And I wanted to thank Captain John Regan so much for helping us here at USAPrepares.com and being in the front of the classroom for a week. It was so kind of you, John, to do that. I really appreciate it. And yesterday, I was all set to be on the air, and John Regan was all set to be on the air. And telephone was down. No problem. Internet, no problem. Internet was down, telephone was down, and of course, I do not have a cell phone. That might have been one time that it would have been good to have a cell phone. But so I was unable to broadcast yesterday, and I found out just before the broadcast that everything was down, and it was an area-wide outage, so it wasn't just the Finelli's farm and their neighbors. It was a wide area outage. And we got information that it would be fixed by 5 o'clock at night. So that didn't bode well for broadcasting. And I didn't have enough time to go over to a neighbor's house, which would be well over a mile away, and ask them if I could use their phone for a couple of hours. So that is why we didn't broadcast yesterday, but I was on an investigative journey. I wanted to learn more about a bunch of things, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in the second hour. I thought our government was really, really corrupt. I thought it was really difficult for them to be more mean than they are. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. We have the meanest, nastiest, most perverted, disgusting government I can think of. And I'll tell you more about it on the second hour. And I'll tell you what I found out that they do to people. And I'll tell you some of the stories of my 3,000-mile or so journey in my old pickup truck as I traversed from the central part of the country to the eastern part of the country. Went through a bunch of states, talked to a lot of people. And I got to tell you, I haven't met a single person, not one, who thinks everything's okay. I haven't. I also haven't met a single person who's not upset about it. I also haven't met a single person who's not angry. So the bottom line is, as we slide further down into the abyss, when we, the villagers, have nothing left to lose, we'll lose it. We will lose it, and I believe that there's going to be vigilante justice. Not that I'm advocating it. I just think it's going to happen. I think that people in uniforms, people who have harmed innocent people, are going to be thanked for all the pain they've inflicted on we the villagers. I think it's going to happen. And it certainly will happen within our lifetimes. Captain John Regan's with us. Welcome, Captain John Regan.
I'm sorry, Vincent.
You talking about our ratings?
Well, I'm I was on with Dr. Shealy last week, and we threw the sponsor overboard.
Oh, just one? Wait, okay, now I know why you're apologizing. I thought you only threw one overboard. How come? Why just one?
I hadn't planned on it. If I planned on it, I could have done a whole lot more.
Who was it? Who was
Whole
it?
Foods.
Was it Diamond Foods?
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Whole Foods. Really? What? Can you tell us a little bit about it? Make sure that we keep them overboard.
Well, I was just talking about how, when I was trying to, eat healthy, especially when I had a paycheck and could afford healthier food, I'd go into Whole Foods and go up and down the aisle and read the ingredients, and most of the stuff in the store is just junk. Maybe organic junk, but it's junk. And Dr. Shealy had some additional comments on it too, so you might have some problems trying to get them as a sponsor.
Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to cross them off the list. Oh, man. No loss. If we had sponsors, other than guys that we like Iron Edison, and I'm going to do a commercial for them. I really, really like Iron Edison, Brandon Williams and company. Absolutely fabulous organization. I really like them. And Guns 80. It would be really difficult for us to say the kinds of things that we say if we had to worry about, I wouldn't be able to talk about, Diamond Pet Foods. And I believe that over the years, they've killed a number of our dogs, Diamond Pet Foods. So I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying I wouldn't buy it. Me, Vin Finelli and family, we're not buying Diamond Pet Foods of any kind. So let's not worry about sponsors, and by the way, if you hear a sponsor that I have selected to be on this broadcast, it's because I have talked to them. I like them. I've met them for the most part, and I like their products, and I've tried their products. And they're kind of surprised when I talk to them and I interview them. I interview them to see if we like them in order to be a sponsor. And it's a lengthy process. It's kind of like when someone wants to come to an expo, and they go, I'm going to tell me why I should come to your expo. And I go, no, I'm sorry, we got this backwards. No, you have to convince me why you should come to the expo, why we should let you come to the expo. And when I get a call like that, it turns unfriendly very quickly when somebody tells me, okay, sell me on why I should pay you to come to your expo. No. You got it backwards. So, it's nice to have sponsors. It's nice to be able to pay the bills, and at some point, we do have to pay the bills. But the most important thing to us is the quality of our broadcast. I remember John Regan. I was in Springfield, Missouri, talking to an owner of 3 radio stations, and I was broadcasting on one of his flagship station in the afternoons. And he said, "So you making any money?" And I said, No, I'm not making any money. He goes, "Well, what are you doing it for?" And I said, "Well, I just want to do a good job broadcasting." And his measure was different from mine. His measure was, you're doing a good job if you've got a lot of money coming in. My take on it was, we're doing a good job if we're getting news out that others aren't getting out. It's accurate, it's timely, and it's information that people need to know about, and the answers, the solutions. And that's not what they wanted. They didn't care whether you talked about who had the best hamburgers in Springfield or what. Just don't talk about the government, don't talk about the Chinese factory outlet, and don't talk about the Baptist church. Other than that, if if you talk about hamburgers and who's got the best ones without mentioning who has the worst ones, that'd be good. That's idiotic to me. So, John, what are we going to talk about today?
All the good news that there is. Of course, then the show would be over in 30 seconds. So,
Right.
As the liar in chief would say, I'm going to be peddling fiction.
Okay. I'm at the Financial State of the Union.com at the news tab. So, class, if you'd like to follow along with us, the Financial State of the Union.com, and click on the news tab.
Up at the top, we've got a tale of two droughts. Basically, no change for California and Texas. There's all that rain they got just dropped their drought 4 condition by a couple percent, but it's still in drought 3. So for all practical purposes, no change for California. Texas is still in pretty decent shape from all the rain we got. Less than 2% is abnormally dry. Nothing is in drought in Texas right now. We know California has received more rain, and we'll find out Thursday if that's made any difference, and I'll report on that next week. I've got a quotes section for today. The first is from the Unicorn in Chief. These are some of the quotes from the State of the Union, and we'll contrast those with some quotes from a founding father, Benjamin Franklin. And we'll see if there's any difference there. One that's been reported on widely. The Unicorn said, "The United States of America right now has the strongest, more durable economy in the world. Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction." If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Oh, really? I tell you what. During my travels last week, I was trying to help someone find a doctor. That is darn near impossible. I'm serious. You think that you can find a doctor? You can go to a clinic, one of those GNC minute clinics, and then you can say, okay, I'd like to have some more tests done, some blood work done. And, well, we can't do that. We can do this blood work, but we can't do that blood work. It is absolutely horrible. That guy, the Unicorn, as you call him, the golfer, the first golfer, the grand liar, the worst president in the galaxy, that guy, he's destroyed healthcare. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This announcement is for every man tired of waking up multiple times a night to use the bathroom. By calling now, preferred customers can get a free bottle of GoFlow Prostate, with ingredients shown to help reduce those annoying nighttime bathroom visits. The GoFlow Prostate Challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the GoFlow Free Bottle Challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. GoFlow Prostate was formulated by Dr. Mitchell Fleischer with ingredients clinically studied to support an aging prostate. GoFlow helps to increase flow when you go and helps to stop it when you sleep. We challenge you to try your first bottle of GoFlow absolutely free and guarantee you'll be amazed by the results. Just pay shipping and processing. Dial 1-800-680-1563. That's 1-800-680-1563. This is a limited time offer. One free bottle per household. Call now. Dial 1-800-680-1563. That's 1-800-680-1563.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, KD Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KD. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to KDArmor.com. Come and take it.
I'm delighted to be back in the studio. Captain John Regan's with us. And we're going through the financialstateoftheunion.com, the news tab, if you'd like to follow along with us. Please continue, Captain John Regan.
Well, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, especially on Obama's quotes. I scrolled down to the bottom. Leadership means a wise application of military power. Yep, that says leadership to me. But if you look at wise application of military power in the world today, I think Russia's doing a pretty darn good job, don't you?
Yeah. Most people would rather trade the basketball player for the martial artist Vladimir Putin.
Now, somebody that has, I think, more quotes than anybody knows, Benjamin Franklin, and he's got so many good ones. I think just about everybody's heard a penny saved is a penny earned. Of course, if Ben Franklin were alive today, I'm sure that quote would be a little bit different, because now we have the Federal Reserve and the IRS. So today I think it'd be more like a penny saved is a penny earned until it is stolen or devalued.
It's a very good point. And right now there are negative interest rates. And we're finding that we're being charged if we have funds in an account and we don't access them for a year. The bank hits us with a fee. How much is that fee? $5 a month. $5 a month for leaving money in a savings account untouched. Can you imagine that? What incentive is there to save money under that scenario? Now, the banks will tell you, well, it's for your protection, because we wanted to tell you that you have money in your, or digits in your savings account. But to make you do something, to make it active, to put more in or take some out, we're going to charge you $5 a month after a year. And it's for your own protection. Otherwise, the state will steal your account because it would be dormant. But that didn't used to happen. The states didn't used to steal accounts because they were dormant. And people knew what their account balance was. Why? Because they sent statement information in the mail. Do banks do that right now? They've encouraged us to use electronic banking. So now with the flood of spam and all these emails we get, and I get thousands a day, and I apologize for not responding to all of them because they get buried in all the junk email I get. But we don't know. We don't know exactly what's happening because we've been coerced and conned into electronic forms of banking, which I don't have. But I don't get the statements either. All of a sudden, it just, bam, I get a fee. And they let me know when they're giving me a fee. And then I go, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I left money in your account, in your bank, by mistake. I shouldn't have done that because you guys are charging me. So please close my account. They go, no. We didn't mean it. We're just trying to wake you up.
Well, I've got an article coming up, too. You talk about negative interest rates. In South Dakota, they have negative oil prices.
I saw that.
Well, another good quote. We are all born ignorant, but one must work hard to remain stupid.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. But, John, I have to say that I don't think it's entirely all our fault. We could make the situations all better, but, our educational system has really damaged our ability to learn. It really has. If we're not teaching the principles in elementary school and in high school, we're not teaching the principles of economics, the principles of finance, the principles of insurance, the principles of interest. We're not teaching honesty and integrity and ethics. We're not teaching that. We're teaching stuff like, we have special months for special groups, history. Well, I suggest we just teach history. Okay, not specialized history based on the color of a person's skin or their ethnicity, just plain old history. And I suggest that the states throw out the federal government's Department of Education and restore education at the state level. We don't need the Department of Education because what they've done is destroyed our educational system. We're getting dumber by the second. We'll be right back.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
You pick up the receiver. With your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead, you finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at gcnlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at gcnlive.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Captain John Regan's with us. Class, I've just posted top article, page 1 of USA Prepares. This ought to get us in trouble. Energis Corporation, hidden dangers, wireless charging of cell phones and other electronic devices. There's a company that is called Energis, Energous Corporation, and they make a wireless charger for your phones, your cell phones, and other wireless devices. And they transmit through the air electricity or energy. They transmit, we'll call it power, through the air. And it's a lot of power. It's in the license-free 5.8 gigahertz band. I suggest that you avoid this technology. I would not buy it. And I would not want to be in an environment where people are charging their electronic wireless devices through the air. It's absolutely insane, in my opinion. So I welcome their lawyers to come and call me and tell me that they're going to threaten me. And then I'll ramp up my responses about wireless charging. I think it's about the dumbest thing that we could do next to some of the other dumb things we did, like nuclear power. And using microwaves to make telephone calls. I think it's all dangerous. So there's a post, page number 1. John Regan, what's next?
You know, we could probably do a whole show on Franklin quotes. I do just want to cover a few more. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. How often have we heard that one? And for those that think that the problems we have today are just modern problems, how about this one? How many observe Christ's birthday? How few his precepts?
You know, there's one of my very favorite quotes from Benjamin Franklin is, "Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I learn." That's pretty powerful, and I believe it's accurate. There's another one that I kind of like, and it's 3 may keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Interesting.
It is the first responsibility of every citizen to question authority.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if we have some time during the second hour of this broadcast, I'll talk a little bit about what I observed with usurped authority at the county level. Please continue.
And let me just wrap up with this one. The Constitution only guarantees the American people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself.
Yes. And as Dr. Shealy says, you can't be healthy if you're unhappy. And for those who don't know, Dr. Norman Shealy gave his farm to Missouri State University a couple of years ago to help them build a department to expand the study of conscientiousness and happiness. What is it all about, and how can we make it more widespread? And I was talking with one of our children, and he said, he was talking about this person he knows who's really unhappy, just a senior citizen, very unhappy. And I said, how's her health? He said, not good. So how often does the absence of health go along with unhappiness? I think Dr. Shealy is right on the money. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, while you were gone, I covered the Baltic Dry Index quite a bit. And if you pull up a chart for the last year, you'd see that it peaked in August at a little above 1,200. That's the highest it's been in the last year. And it's been pretty much on a slope, and that's continued. It went below 500 the middle of December. And then there was a period there where no new quotes come out, so it stayed flat for a bit. And that is so extremely low. If you look back before the collapse, there were 3 times it peaked above 10,000. I think the highest was like 10,200 or 10,300. It's pretty constant in the upper 9,000s at that time. And and today it's down again to $363. I thought when it was down below 5, it would probably hang there a little bit and then recover. But right now we're seeing even at this point no signs of it slowing on this slope that it's on. Hopefully it's getting ready to bottom out. Otherwise, we may be having scarier times faster than we thought.
John, we are now seeing, and we have seen for a couple of years, the sale of shipping containers for use for all kinds of things. You too can buy a shipping container 40 feet long and turn it into your dream home, right? Shipping containers that used to be ocean-going containers to house cargo for a trip across the ocean and back. Those are now being sold to consumers and whoever wants to buy them for whatever purpose they want, because there are too many of them, right? Isn't that just one more piece of anecdotal evidence that that the economy is way, way, way weaker than we're being told by the first golfer?
Yep, just some more of that fiction we're peddling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking with Miles. Miles called me last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, and we were talking about, will we see availability of the kinds of things that we need to purchase? Not consumer things that are necessary to keep life going. Machinery that's used to make things. I'm talking about lathes and spare parts for machinery and machinery itself. And he's very concerned that supply is going to dry up pretty soon. I don't want to give a timetable, but pretty soon. I think he's right. And I was talking with another one of our instructors, Joey from Michigan. And Joey was telling me that he is seeing for sale. Now, he's in Michigan. So if you go on Craigslist in Michigan, and you'll be able to see things like, as I said, lathes and other machinery that is high quality, American made, top of the line machinery that might be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. Still serviceable, still the best you can get in its class. Things that people want to have who are industrious. Those pieces of equipment are being sold, and they're being bought within a day or two. Just another sign that some people are paying attention to what's happening and they want to be prepared. And it's also a sign that other people are selling the equipment that used to make America great. I bought a couple pieces of that kind of equipment, not from Michigan, but it was pretty hard to find. I had to travel to a big city to get it. I bought a lathe, and I bought a mixer, John. I bought a Hobart mixer. It's an A200. This thing weighs 200 pounds. And the reason I bought the mixer was because I keep thinking that we might have some visitors here, and we may need to cook, and we may need to grind some beef. So I got the mixer, and I got a bunch of tubs to process beef, and I got the grinder to grind the beef and fat into hamburger, if you will, or chopped meat. And then I bought a band saw. This thing weighs probably, I think it's taller than I am. It might be close to 6 feet tall, maybe even a little more. And it probably weighs 500 pounds. It was a meat saw used in the Tyson factory for cutting up chicken. I mean, this is a commercial piece of gear, and it's a meat saw. I bought that because I think we need it. And we used it over the weekend to cut up a cow. And in class, if you think that you're going to be able to just, go hunting and kill an animal and process that animal, and you've never done it before, you're in for a rude awakening. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about skinning an animal, hanging an animal, cutting an animal, and you can't do it when it's warm. You have to do it in the cold. You have to do it in the cold. So think of it like standing inside a refrigerator for a day, and then doing the same thing tomorrow, and then the next day, if you want to process a cow. Not easy. So there's a lot of things to learn, and so now there's a commercial announcement here at USA Prepares. We're looking for an instructor who can teach us about processing meat, hunting deer, and processing the meat, processing cows, sheep, goats, and chickens. And pigs. And we would like an instructor to teach us about roofing, the different kinds of roofing. Metal, the different grades, what we need to consider if we have to re-roof our house. We'd like also a building contractor to help us with, if we were going to build the ideal house for survival, what would it be? What should we consider? And we need a plumber and an electrician. Plumber, electrician, and a wood expert. Different kinds of wood. Are all 2x4s the same? The answer is no. So we're looking for those instructors, and if that fits you, please call me at the farm, 417-462-1105. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937. Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Captain John Regan's with us, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. John, I just want to bring something up very quickly. There's a win. We actually won something here at usaprepares.com. It took about 5 years. But there's an Italian town that shut down Wi-Fi over health fears. And it says that the mayor told the town's high school and elementary school to return to using cables to connect to the internet after reading that electromagnetic waves given off by wireless routers were especially harmful to young children. It's not that we're against technology. Our choice is merely a precautionary measure, the mayor was reported as saying. And he said, we cannot say with certainty that these electromagnetic waves are dangerous to children or not. He added, acknowledging that there was still a lack of scientific consensus on the issue. However, he decided to do something that is in the interest of the children's health. Our kudos to the mayor of this Italian town. Now, not in the United States. No, we wouldn't do that. We have too many children, and we want to make sure that we damage them as best we can. That seems to be what we're doing here in the United States of America. But this Italian town shut down Wi-Fi over health fears. So congratulations. And I'm going to post that during top of the hour news break. I'll post the link on usaprepares.com. What do you think, John? Is that awesome or what?
Or as Obama would say, if you like your life, you can keep your life.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Well, let's talk about some of the fiction peddlers out there. J.P. Morgan cuts its Q4 2015 GDP forecast from 1% to 0.1%. The Atlanta Fed is in on the fiction. Their Q4 GDP forecast is 0.6%, and they tend to, or at least their model tends to have a closer estimate on what actually gets published. So it was not a good fourth quarter. Might just skip the rail shipments for a second and go down to the retail sales. Retail sales in December.
John, let me ask you this: If the economy were good, okay, would gas prices be falling every day?
Boy, no, it wouldn't. And boy, there's so many charts that I bring up just to show, we're in serious trouble. And what makes this one so much worse, the financial state of the union, is this is the one we don't get up from. There's a way around it, and part of what we have to do to get out on the other side is get rid of things like Social Security and Medicare. And for sure, not a single politician is going to say that during an election year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Social Security is something that we all paid into. It was a promise. It was our money to be returned to us later on. It was our money. And by the way, I don't remember having a choice. Did you get a choice?
I guess if FDR were like Obama, he'd say, if you like your money, you can keep your money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were forced to pay, and our employers were forced to pay a matching contribution. So whatever you think that you're paying into Social Security, it's twice as much, because your employer is matching that. It's your money. Now, your employer could pay you more if they weren't being held hostage by the government to pay into your Social Security retirement account. They pay and you pay.
What account?
And it looks, there you go. So Captain John Regan and I will be right back. My atomic clock is working. I'm all excited. I can actually tell what time it is. And we're going to be right back after a top-of-the-hour news and commercial announcements. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online, and I found it. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, a brand new company that's the newest and best way to sell products online. You can even use Skype or video to sell your car, home, any product. You get 30 days free, packages starting from only $7.95, and buysellmakeoffer.com never charges item fees ever. Just go sign up, then load your stuff to sell. I love this site, buysellmakeoffer.com. Got it? Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. John, did I tell you that that during the last couple of weeks I decided to crash an AA meeting? Did I tell you that?
No, you didn't.
Well, I'm on this, I'm doing this educational exercise on my own behalf to learn what the government is doing to people who they accuse of drinking and driving. And so I wanted to see firsthand what an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting is like. So I did some research and I traveled to a city. There are, in this particular city, there are about 80 AA meetings in 1 week. That's a lot of meetings. So I just picked one, and I walked in, and you know, it's anonymous. And no one says, okay, here, sign in, and what's your email address, and where do you live, and ID. None of that. You just walk in. And so I did, and I spent a delightful hour with a group of the most eloquent speaking, educated, articulate, smart people I've ever seen in a room, of a meeting type room. I was so impressed. And everyone, when they want to speak, just says, something like, "Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm an alcoholic," and then they say whatever they're going to say. And I just kind of sat there, and I was pretty quiet. And but someone did ask me where I was from, and I said Missouri. And everything was fine until we got toward the end of the meeting, and they said, "And let's hear from our friend from Missouri." But I just want to say to those in this broadcast classroom that if you know someone who might be tending to be consuming too much alcohol, I suggest you consider pointing them toward an AA meeting where they can actually meet some peers who are willing to help them. And they're not going to be on a registry. They are not involved with the government. It's just an awesome, awesome organization. Based on my one meeting, I was quite impressed. I really was. So I wanted to share that. And, over the next few weeks, I'll talk more about the things that I've learned about what the government is doing to make lives miserable for anyone they catch behind the wheel of an automobile or a truck. Absolutely. The government can literally destroy a family and make you penniless and homeless. And I believe it's intentional. So, John, what's next?
Well, in the financial section, I've got a link, more of that fiction. And this is an article from Bloomberg that says that the retail sales declined in December 0.1%.
That's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical. What a... Okay, I'll just hold my comments. Please continue.
Well, the problem is they don't have this news on ESPN, so Obama never gets to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Backing up before that, commodity derailing, rail shipments pointing towards a recession is the title of it, and it gets into some specifics on where the declines are. The intermodal containers and trailers are actually up, but we're looking at things like bulk commodities, autos and the like plunged over 15%. Things like motor vehicles and parts were up 5.2, but that's a small sector. But the big ones, the natural gas plunged almost 28%. Metallic ores plunged 39.1%. Petroleum and petroleum products, which is the third largest category, plunged 20.5%. So it's not been a good time for any part of transportation, whether it's the ships, rails, or trucking.
John, you recommended to our class over the years that how important salt is, SALT. Well, yesterday, our son and I, in the afternoon, got in his 3/4-ton pickup truck, and I had ordered a couple weeks ago a ton of salt, literally 2,000 pounds. And I got the call from Orscheln. Orscheln is a store that sells to farmers and ranchers. And they had a pallet of salt. And I paid $4.99 for each block of 50 pounds of salt with trace minerals for our cows. And whenever I look at these 50-pound blocks of salt, I think of Captain John Regan, because he says how important salt is, and he's absolutely right. And I wanted to make sure that as the supply chain continues to fall apart I wanted to make sure I had at least enough to get through maybe part of a year for our cows. And while I was there, they had a clothing sale. And the clothing was on, we can call it work wear, the kind of things that I would wear on a farm. They have, you've heard of the brand Carhartt, and they make these like really heavy canvas type pants and jackets and overalls and so forth. And it's so cold here at the farm. Yesterday it was about 4 or 5 or 6 degrees during the day. And I was on the tractor, and I've worn out my 8 or 10-year-old. It's like a jumpsuit, but it's an insulated jumpsuit. Farmers wear them. And I bought another one. I couldn't believe it. I think it was $39. It wasn't Carhartt brand. It was like Carhartt. But it was $39. And this is an insulated, heavy-duty jumpsuit that you can, you put it over your jeans and your shirt and your undershirt. You can even put another jacket under it. $39 on sale. I couldn't believe it. So when you talk about who's buying things, I can't believe it was still on the rack. That's probably $130, $140 item. And it's $39 and change. I bought 4 cases of grease, 10 tubes in a case for $1.50 per tube. And it's just lithium grease, nothing special. And it's for, for greasing wheels. I've got plenty of wheels that roll on farm equipment. It's not the best grease. It's an economy type grease, but $1.50 a tube, those are really, really low prices. So I bought 4 cases. What I'm saying is I'm seeing prices fall, and I believe it's really simple. People are broke. People in the middle class are absolutely broke. And I don't even think we're in the middle class anymore, John. I think we're below that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. In fact, things are so bad in South Dakota, I got a link going negative that some of the oil they produce there, that's the lower grade that really needs heavy-duty refining, they're paying people to take that. Negative crude oil prices.
$1.50 or something a barrel, right?
It's ridiculous.
They're paying $1.50 to take the crude. Yeah, and as as we were talking about this, John, I was thinking, maybe 25 years ago, 30 years ago, someone would meet someone for the first time. Let's say it were at lunch, and a group of people would get together, and there'd be a new person at lunch, and the first question would be, so Joe or Tom or Bill or Sue, so what do you do? Okay. I don't think that's a question anymore. I think it's a question of, so, Joe, Tom, Bill, Sue, what did you used to do, right?
Now, that kind of brings up the next one. Maybe the unemployment office can use greeters. Walmart made the announcement they're closing 269 stores globally, firing 16,000 people, about 10,000 of those in the United States. So given that bit of news, I believe when the unemployment statistics come out next month, that we'll see a drop in the unemployment rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Walmart, I don't think, Walmart has been in the business of building stores, using predatory tactics in order to get real estate to build stores to dominate in the markets where they sell their Chinese stuff. Well, it seems that it's another piece of anecdotal evidence that the economy is doing worse because they're closing stores.
Well, there's one town here in North Texas that Walmart put in one of their neighborhood markets, which is their grocery store, and it's the only grocery store in the town. So when that closes later this month, the people in that town are going to have to travel 20 miles just to get to the nearest grocery store.
Is that because the neighborhood market put out of business the other stores that were there?
Actually, the other stores were already gone when they came in.
Okay. Captain John Regan's with us, and we're going to talk more about the financial state of the union when we come back, right after these few short commercial announcements. I'm Vin Finelli. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or pixwireless.com. Spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Captain John Regan's with us, the financial state of the union.com. I'm at the news tab. What's next, John?
Let me run through the rest of the financial because there's other news we really need to get to. Macy's has already announced closing 40 stores, and these closings could start closings of malls because malls aren't in the greatest shape themselves. We've also got a report where 1 in 3 Americans have to slash buying things like, food, heat, housing because of medical bills thanks to Obamacare. St. Louis got rammed. The St. Louis taxpayers still have more to pay for the stadium that the Rams just abandoned. And speaking of taxes, the feds took in a record $700 and almost $66 billion for the first quarter of FY 2016, which just ended in December. That's over $5,000 a worker. In fact, over $5,100 per worker. And even extorting that amount of money, they ran more than a $215 billion deficit. And just another sign of the fiction going on, Al Jazeera America is going to be closing shop on April 30th.
We're thinking about these malls, John. I personally have not been in a mall in a long, long time. There's a mall in Springfield. It's called the Battlefield Mall, Springfield, Missouri. I haven't, ever since Sears gave me a hard time on a warranty issue, satisfaction guarantee to your money back, they gave me a hard time. Ever since that, I've avoided going to Sears, and Sears happens to be in this mall, and I don't buy clothes in boutiques. Mrs. Finelli doesn't. Mrs. Finelli does not wear makeup, doesn't have all kinds of antennas hanging from her body, like, earrings and all that kind of stuff. She's not into that kind of stuff. So there's no reason for us to go to a mall. And I have a feeling that there are more of us that avoid malls than we would think. So when the anchor of a mall, like a Macy's or a Sears, pulls out, how can a mall survive? They're, from what I can tell, the products that they sell anyway are overpriced in malls. So I can just see, more decline and these real estate blights all over the country. By the way, I like shopping online better anyway. I really do. I don't like going out anymore. John, do you enjoy going out? I mean, you have to encounter the police. I really don't. I don't want to subject myself to more police harm than I need to.
I'm less worried about the police and the idiots that are apparently looking at their cell phones instead of driving.
That's a really good point also. That's a really good point. Okay. But when you see the images of these abandoned malls, they're a real blight. You see mold growing in them. You see collapsed roofs. You see parking lots with grass growing in the cracks. Just one more sign of decline of the United States of America, engineered by our government, just taxing us and regulating us into oblivion. And that's something I'd like to make sure that you communicate, all of us communicate with people who blindly follow leadership. Meaning, the government managers, not managers, they don't manage anything, they administrate. Government administrators who tell their employees what to do, and then these employees think that they're doing good for the community, not the community, the village, doing good for the village, and they're not. As a matter of fact, there's one gal that showed up at our farm unannounced, a revenue agent, and she wants to tax us even more. And I'm looking forward to chatting with her and explaining to her that she leaves people homeless thinking she's doing a good job, taxing them into oblivion. Captain John Regan is with us. What's next, John, when we come back from this break?
Do a quick tour through employment.
Here we go. We'll be right back.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or call 800-544-3533.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Hi, I'm Rick Ossick with Famous Footwear. Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Captain John Regan's with us. John, I was pulling out some of those Curly Q compact fluorescent lights because they, I believe they make a high-pitched sound that drives dogs crazy. And so I used up the last of our light bulbs that I bought many years ago. And, I bought light bulbs. I'm talking about 40 watts, 60 watts, 75 watt light bulbs for $1. I just went on eBay during the break. You can get 24 light bulbs for $39. It's $1.60 a piece. They used to be for $1. Now they're $1.60 a piece. This is crazy. And this is brought to us by Hillary Clinton, right? She's the gal that wants to enjoy all the trappings of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The guy that the news reports and Post are now saying that her husband, the former president of the United States, William Jefferson Blythe Clinton, has had affairs with thousands of women, thousands. And these posts say that Hillary has been involved in destroying the careers of these women with whom her husband has allegedly had these affairs. This is what we want in the White House, right? Boy, I hope not. John Regan, back to you.
It's in the United States. It's in Europe, too. GE is to cut 6,500 European jobs. And just wanted to touch on a few of the numbers out of the employment report that was released at the beginning of the month. There's a little bit of information that the mainstream doesn't bother to report. They just say that we had an improvement of 292,000 jobs. Well, that's in the seasonally adjusted, but even at that, what they failed to say, out of those 292,000 jobs, 324,000 of those belong to multiple job holders. So of the increases, more than all of the increases were due to people having to get second jobs or third jobs or fourth jobs in order to try to make ends meet. So just another sign, the strength of the economy, that people can go out there and hold multiple jobs.
When you mentioned General Electric, that's why I mentioned the light bulbs, because we used to see the GE logo on, incandescent light bulbs, everywhere we went. Everybody bought GE light bulbs, and I believe they in 2010, the last GE factory making ordinary incandescent light bulbs in the United States closed in 2010. So that's why I mentioned the light bulbs. But please continue.
And I'm going to have to correct the link. It says table A1. It's actually table A9. And if you scroll down to the bottom of that, it talks about, it has the non-seasonally adjusted, what the actual numbers were. And multiple job holders went from 75.96 to 78.55. And when you see the 7,000 there, that's actually 7 million people. And the part-time workers is above it. Those actually dropped a little bit. If you want to drill down to the actual numbers, a couple of the tables, the B1, where you can see what the actuals were. In November, the total non-farm employment was 144,180. In December, 144,191. So on the non-seasonally adjusted, what the real-life numbers were, we increased 11,000 jobs in December. So the economy is great. Unicorns are wonderful.
Well, everywhere I go, John, people are angry, and no one believes that there's good news. They just see higher prices, except for gasoline. And people just aren't spending money. It's not good. It really isn't good. And literally, I don't buy anything that I can help buying that is not on sale. And I don't consider something being on sale unless it's at least 25% off. 25% off is just starts to get my attention. It's the beginning of getting my attention. I think something's on sale when it's 50% off. And I absolutely positively vote with my wallet. I do. And yesterday, I want to share something. Yesterday, I was at a store with our son, and we were buying a bunch of things that were on sale. Actually, it was at Orscheln. And there was a couple behind us in line, and the gal at the cash register was looking up, the SKU for the salt, because we bought a pallet of salt. And we bought the tubes of grease, and there was a coupon for that. And this couple, they were annoyed because it was taking the cashier more time than it might normally take, but because we were spending about $400 buying a bunch of things that we needed for the farm. And everything was on sale. Every single thing we bought was on sale. And she had to, check and verify the prices, and I was helping her with that. And she was doing a wonderful job. This gal was just as sweet as could be. And the couple, the couple behind us were annoyed that it was taking us a little longer than they'd like. Not that we were dilly-dallying. It's not like we were wasting time. She was going as quickly as she could to get this job done. But when the hustle and bustle of modern society, this couple just couldn't take it, and this guy grunted. And my son looked at him, and I thought my son was going to break his nose. My son said, "You can huff and puff all you want, but it's not going to do any good." And then, that's where we are in this country. People get annoyed. And there was another cashier. It's not like she was the only one. And so we're seeing some rudeness that just does not need to manifest itself. I'm seeing that, and I don't like it.
Down in the control section, I came across an article that I thought was rather interesting. You know how Microsoft has been pushing Windows 10 very heavily.
Yeah, it's not working, is it?
Well, this is another stick that they're using. They've changed their update support policy so that instead of getting all of the updates, you will get security updates for a little while, but all the other updates will not happen after 18 months unless you have new CPUs. And I haven't gone out to check what all is included in this new CPU architecture, but a little over 2 years ago, I sent you an email, which is what started my reporting on SpyTech, about a high-end Intel CPU that, so long as there is power and an internet connection, support, and I'll put air quotes on that, can come in and do whatever they want with your computer through the separate part of the processor and an operating system that you can't even see because it's not available to you. And they can, literally do whatever they want with your computer. And I suspect that technology is probably going into these new CPUs, and a combination of that and Windows 10. Well, if you like your computer, you can keep your computer, shall we say.
John Regan, what you're talking about is this Intel processor that was used on some servers and some high-end PCs that literally, even when the computer is what we would believe powered off, your computer could remotely be accessed from the internet. And that's what you're talking about, as I remember the story of a couple of years ago.
Right.
So if you click Start Shutdown and the screen goes blank and the monitor icon is in the non-illuminated position, meaning the icon that, or the button, the soft button that powers up your monitor, that shows that it's off. The front panel of your computer shows it's off. The fan is off. It's silent. It's not making a sound. It's absolutely quiet, but it's connected to the internet. And if you look on the back of the PC, you'll see the link. Well, if you're on a network, you'll see a local area network wired. You'll see the link light is on, even though the computer's off. And that is an indication that your computer can be accessed remotely without your knowledge. And by whom, I guess, that'd probably be the government, right? Or ilk like the government. And so if you look at your mobile phone, your cell phone, that can be monitored without your knowledge. As you've known, we've reported that over and over and over and over again. The camera and the microphone can be turned on without your knowledge. Your phone doesn't even illuminate. So why would they not do the same thing with your computer and maybe download your files, your emails, your whatever else you've got on there on your computer? And that's one of the things that the government takes when they come and bash into your front door and they raid your house. One of the things they take is your computer. Well, they can electronically capture the information that they need. So one more reason to not have a cell phone and not have wireless communications in your home. Because if you live in a neighborhood and you just try to set up your local area network, your Wi-Fi, wait till you see how many other networks your computer can find. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. Maybe
and that's the ones
10.
that are broadcasting their SSID.
That's correct. That's correct. When we come back, what are we going to talk about, John?
I want to touch a couple in the bigger picture, the first and last one in those categories.
Okay. The bigger picture. When you should trust government and what is your governor for when we come back. John Regan. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This announcement is for every man tired of waking up multiple times a night to use the bathroom. By calling now, preferred customers can get a free bottle of GoFlow Prostate, with ingredients shown to help reduce those annoying nighttime bathroom visits. The GoFlow Prostate Challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the GoFlow Free Bottle Challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. GoFlow Prostate was formulated by Dr. Mitchell Fleischer with ingredients clinically studied to support an aging prostate. GoFlow helps to increase flow when you go and helps to stop it when you sleep. We challenge you to try your first bottle of GoFlow absolutely free and guarantee you'll be amazed by the results. Just pay shipping and processing. Dial 1-800-680-1563. That's 1-800-680-1563. This is a limited time offer. One free bottle per household. Call now. Dial 1-800-680-1563. That's 1-800-680-1563.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. results. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Go to GCNteam.com or call 855-GCN-MALL. That's 855-426-6255. GCNteam.com or 855-426-6255. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
Class, I believe the next two topics that you're going to hear are critical. Please pay close attention. John, the bigger picture of the financial stateoftheunion.com news tab, bigger picture section, when you trust the government. Oh, wow. This is horrible.
74 school children, and this is in the years between 1946 and 1953. Which a lot of people say were good old years, were fed radioactive oatmeal on this research. This is already after the war. They knew, damage that radiation does, but they wanted to find out even more what the effects of radiation were. And the article asked a great question. If the government would do this, if they would feed radioactive oatmeal to helpless children and lie to them and their parents about it for years, is there anything that they wouldn't do?
Let's talk about who was involved in this, John. Let's name the names. Quaker Oats.
Quaker Oats, MIT.
And it was so that Quaker Oats could get a competitive edge over a rival. And I remember the advertisements for Quaker Oats versus their rival. Not that the ads showed this rivalry, but cream of wheat, right? Wasn't that their rival?
And and this isn't the only example we have of the government doing experiments on American citizens. And it's been going on a long time, and still people want to believe that the government's just there to help them.
Yeah, so what happened was there was a science club, And according to this post, and it's available on the financialstateoftheunion.com news tab, it says that the Science Club children were tricked. They were fed a radioactive diet during this experiment. And the president of MIT apologized for the way that this experiment was done. Now, let me ask you something, class. What would you do if you found out that your child was fed a radioactive diet and you were tricked into letting your child be part of this experiment? What would you do? What would you do? Would you just shrug your shoulders? Or would you do something else? Now, I don't want to incite a riot, but I can tell you I would not be happy.
Yeah, just shut up and take your vaccine, you know.
Yeah. So the answer is don't take the vaccines. And if you're facing that choice, my child will not be allowed to go to school unless he takes or she takes this vaccine. What is your child going to learn in school? Why not homeschool that child and give that child a fighting chance? Don't we have enough birth defects? Don't we have enough problems with asthma? Think about it. None of our children are going to get vaccines. And why would you let your children go into the military and get more vaccines of unknown origin? And you don't even know what they are. Just line up and just get injected. Why? Because you're part of the herd. Shoot, we missed the second one, John. What was it?
We'll have to bring that up next time. I'm so glad we no longer have Governor Perry. And what Governor Abbott is proposing, I think a lot of people are going to like.
And that's a constitutional convention. Say no to the feds, say no to the Supreme Court, right? Just ignore them. They're irrelevant. Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, we'll talk about the 9 amendments he's proposing. We'll get together next time.
Great. Captain John Regan, thank you so much for being at the head of the class for last week and all that you do, your tireless research. Captain John Regan, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.